need to stay, as I suggested, so close to the customer that you're in sync with the customer's needs. The best way to identify that is to go right to the contact points in your company.
Once you get into a position of power, if you want to call it that, it can screw with people's heads. And then they feel like they're the expert and the boss, and they just got to tell everybody what to do.
Where they fall short is they can be control freaks. So they talk about what they want, and then they try to micromanage everything.
And then here's the real sort of hardest part of the first lesson. Eventually the company will outgrow them.
Having a company with a social mission really helps your brand, and it helps, which helps customer loyalty. It helps retention of new employees. It helps recruiting of new employees. But also, we pay well. We have benefits that are targeted towards the type of employee that we want, and these would be passionate. For example, we have a 30% discount on our food. We really believe in teaching all of our employees, and we also continue to learn. We seek feedback. So we develop our people in many, many ways.
Well, a core value of our company is empowerment. Well, it's entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship means empowerment, meaning giving people the opportunity to succeed or fail. And so for us, all of our employees, each has his or her own bottom line business that she or he manages. It means they have the right to make decisions, to take risks, and to be accountable for them, and to have transparency for it. What I think a lot of entrepreneurs, where they fall short, is they can be control freaks. So they talk about what they want, and then they try to micromanage everything. And then, so people may hear words about empowerment and then not really be given the chance to do it. And so it is a little challenging to let go a bit of the control, but if you're really going to empower people, that's what you have to do. And once you do that, what I've found is people, they get excited.
The type of manager I am, there's a couple of books I really like. One is called Multipliers by Liz Wiseman. That's about pretty much empowering people rather than just having them be your taskmaster,
First lesson is your company will always have stages. And the people that are important to the business at each stage are critical. You need them to bleed into the company. The company will nourish itself on their blood, really. Their sweat, their tears, their lost weekends and holidays and time that they don't get with their children.
But when you talk about developing your people, I think what happens is frankly hubris sets in. Once you get into a position of power, if you want to call it that, I can think it can screw with people's heads, and then they feel like they're the expert and the boss, and they just got to tell everybody what to do and how to do it. I don't mind telling people what to do. I do mind telling them how to do it. I'll let them figure that one out. So I think that in management circles everywhere, hubris is what pollutes good management.
But listening to those people to change the company becomes really critical.
And you're resonating with what I think is one of the most important considerations to a successful business. You need to stay, as I suggested, so close to the customer that you're in sync with the customer's needs. The best way to identify that is to go right to the contact points in your company where the customers actually are engaging your employees. And those are the employees you need to be speaking to. When I get into the field, love to have breakfast meetings with cashiers. My whole sense is the cashier is the last contact person that customer engages when they leave the store. And if they didn't find what they were looking for, if they didn't get the service they needed, if they felt the price wasn't right, if they felt the store wasn't clean, if they felt any part of the experience was not what they expected, they're going to let that cashier know when they leave the store what their experience was like.
We have accountabilities, we have a lot of review systems that are targeted towards our values or having the right people on the bus, as everybody says. So there's so much that we do. Even our reviews are a collaboration. They're not even a review. They're just hey, let's meet and let's discuss what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what do you enjoy, what do you not enjoy, and let's get you headed in the right direction as an employee here at Mom's. Because we don't want to make people do things that they don't like or that they're not good at. And so we just look for ways of supporting our employees.
Some people need the guidance, or some people kind of flounder and don't know where to go,
Yeah.
and that's obviously not the right employee for an entrepreneurial company.
Or you just have to recognize their skills and
Yeah.
make sure you put them in a situation where they can succeed.
Right.
That might not be the role they take in an
Yeah,
organization.
that's right.
Even there, it may not work out.
Right.
The sort of hands-on firefighter that works on the early days on the product team or on the sales team or even in the finance team may not respond well to the more methodical manager. And even the more methodical manager, eventually, you'll need a real world-class CFO, CTO, CIO, whatever, COO, and they will have yet a different viewpoint. They will need to figure out what is their path forward. And I think you need to be very mindful of that. Having a relationship with the other people who work with you, where you all pull together and build the company, but understand that at times people may need to leave, and it may not be their choice. You should always be on the lookout for them, ways that you can ease that for them. It's a very hard lesson, but a very important one.